Princess Jen. Welcome to Princess Jen channel. Subscribe, like, share, comment.
Tiger Woods, who has been injured in a serious car accident in Palos Verdes, California, just outside Los Angeles. Woods has been hospitalized, reportedly with multiple leg injuries, and is undergoing surgery. It's not yet clear how seriously he's been injured, though we do know the SUV he was driving, he was the sole occupant, went off the road and rolled over shortly after 7 this morning, California time, leaving it seriously damaged and forcing first responders to use the Jaws of Life power tool to extricate him from the wreck.
On what the surgeons have told us so far, can you explain to us what the surgery accomplished?
Absolutely. So I think it's first important to understand what the actual injury is. So the major bone in the lower leg, the big bone, the tibia, and the smaller bone, the fibula, both of these bones were broken, we know, somewhere just below the knee. Now, we also know they were broken in a second place down closer to the ankle, same two bones. We also know there were multiple fractures in the foot, and the big rod that was put in the tibia has stabilized that fracture. But part of the issue is we know that because it was an open fracture, meaning that the bone penetrated the skin, at least temporarily, and that it was broken in multiple places, that this was a very high energy fracture, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to heal.
We know it was a crushing blow. We know that the bones were crushed because they said so in the report. Given that, is this the sort of thing from which most people can recover and walk again?
So that's really the key question. If it's just a tibia fracture that gets rotted, the break in the bone usually is going to heal. And the surgery was done quick enough that hopefully it minimized the chance of getting an infection after the surgery. What we don't have a lot of information on is what's going on with the ankle and the foot injuries. Because if those injuries involve the smooth articular surface of the bones where they move in the ankle or in the foot, then that could be a problem with longer term recovery and arthritis and getting back full range of motion. Another problem that we don't know yet with recovery is one of the things that they also said was that there was the need to open up the various muscle compartments in the leg. And typically this is done in these high energy injuries to avoid a lot of swelling, which can affect the nerves in the leg and also the blood vessels. And so hopefully that preventative measure has avoided any permanent nerve damage or other things that might slow or make the recovery not complete.
You know, in CNBC parlance, when you short Tiger Woods, you often lose. Is this a guy, given all that we know about him, who can overcome even all that you've mentioned? And how big of a concern might infection be now?
So I think, there's a chance of infection that could be, and we don't know the size of the skin opening. And that's really what tells us what the chance of infection could be. It could be anywhere between 5% and say 25 or 30%. Without a little more information, we can't be sure about that. But one thing we know, for anybody to get over this kind of injury, it's going to take a lot of dedication, focus, persistence. And we know those are all qualities that we've watched in Tiger since he was very young in his career. And so I would say if anyone is going to get through this, it's going to be Tiger. And we also know that it's never wise to count Tiger out when it comes to a comeback.
Tiger Woods suffered multiple leg injuries after his car crashed.